Bell Time by Sophie Tuvey, Chapter 10. It takes me until the end of lunch to find the creepy cat ornament. It's a white cat with sapphire blue eyes, about 2 inches high, directly underneath the clock. It's then that I realise that the clock has new batteries. It must have been Michael. The cat and the batteries. It feels personal somehow, like he's noticed me. Perhaps this is Michael's way of being friendly. I twist the cat to examine it. What to do next? I'll have to hide it in his room and tell him later when we do the display. It makes me chuckle. Where on earth did he get it from? There's a knock at the door. It's Jeff. "Hello, stranger," I say. "Sorry," he apologises. "I know I haven't been around much." I give him a half smile. I've hardly seen him, except at meetings. "About the head of department job," he begins, staring at an invisible object just above my left ear to avoid direct eye contact. "Are you going to apply?" "Yes." He gives a nod. "That's great." He says it in a good for you kind of way, not in a great, the department is safe kind of way. "You didn't expect me to," I say. It's a statement, not a question. "Well," he pauses. "David said you'd been struggling with behaviour and it's a very difficult job. So I asked David for help one time and now he's going to hold it against me. You don't think I can do it?" I automatically place one hand on my hip and stare at him until he meets my eye. "No, of course not," Jeff says, backtracking. "I just didn't think you'd be interested." That's even worse. "Jeff, whoever gets that job is going to be in that position for at least 5 years. If I don't go for it now, that's my chance gone." There's an awkward pause as my hand lingers in the air from gesticulating. Jeff clears his throat. "If you want me to look over your application..." He's offering because he feels obliged, not because he thinks I have a chance of getting it. He's mentored me through my first years of teaching, with my many mistakes, and now he can't see me any differently. "No, thank you." I say it too quickly. I'm offended and he knows it. "Good luck, Jen." He walks away and I'm torn between tears or throwing something at the wall. I meet Michael in the hallway with my box, a roll of black paper and a red border. "Okay, let's do this," I say abruptly. He looks at me questioningly. "Are you all right?" "Yeah, I'm fine," I snap, in the way that everyone says when they are clearly not. I grab the roll of paper and shove it into his hands, then pull the roll to stretch out across the display board. "Hold it in place," I command. "I'm not taking any rubbish from anyone anymore. This school has had the best of me. It's time they woke up to how hard I work and how much they need me." I press the staple gun to the wall. Snap, snap, snap. Michael winces. "I think you just hurt the wall." "I don't care." "What's with the black and red? It's very Macbeth." He closes his eyes as I fire the staple gun. "Maybe you could let me..." "No!" We roll out the border. "I've hidden the cat in your room." I glance sideways at him to see his lips curl into a smile. "It's probably got some curse on it," I continue. "I thought you weren't superstitious." "Fair is foul and foul is fair," I quote Macbeth. "It may look innocent but conceal an evil intent." Like school inspections. I give a dry laugh. "Or a job advert where the outcome is already decided." I focus on stapling the border onto the board. It's got more staples than paper now. "Jen," he says, and his quiet tone makes me turn around and stare at him. I mean, Jennifer. No one calls me that. I do. There's a long moment, and I think I've forgotten how to breathe. "I'm glad you're going for the job too." I narrow my eyes. He looks far too sincere. "After all," he says, turning away from me to pick up the next roll of paper, "winning doesn't mean anything without competition." I grab the nearest roll of paper and swipe him. He blocks it with his roll with annoyingly good reflexes. "You're unbearable. Do you know that?" I seethe. "Why should I play the Roman fool and die on my own sword?" he says with a smart-ass grin. "Two can play at that quoting Shakespeare game." "I have no words. My voice is in my sword," I return, swiping him again. "Ahem!" We both drop the rolls of paper and turn to see Janet Patchell with her best disapproving stare at the end of the corridor. The cleaners want to know if it's safe for them to enter this war zone. I can feel myself burning all over. Ground swallow me up. Yes, of course. Michael has an answer for everything. We'll just take these rolls back to the store cupboard. He jerks his head at me to follow, so I pick up my roll and sigh at the sound of Janet's heels clicking as she walks away. You are a bad influence on me, I hiss, as Michael opens the door to the store cupboard. What feels like 50 years of dust and mildew wafts out. When was the last time anyone cleaned this? He ignores my statement, taking in the ugly metal shelving crammed with 90s textbooks. The hairstyles on the cover are hilarious, and the filthy floor. Probably the flood? You mean like Noah? No, I mean the actual flood that happened here when the water pipe burst. I think I was in year 10. That was a great day, actually. Sent home before break time. You know way too much about this school. Michael reaches to place the rolls on the top shelf, his shirt riding up slightly to reveal a lean torso. Look away, Jan. Watch out for the spider, he says, pointing at my shoulder. I jump and start brushing my top with my hands and then catch him laughing. Got you, he says. I shake my head and try to recover my dignity. You know, maybe you're the one more suited to primary. He steps towards me and my heart starts to speed up. He's tall, so tall, and he smells of cologne and he's just inches away now. The door's that way, he says dryly. Oh yes, sorry. I nearly trip over my own feet as I pivot and hurry out of there. When I get home, my phone pings with a new message. Jennifer, this is Michael. Me, how did you get my number? Michael, it's on the trip risk assessment. Me, you need some better reading material. Michael, I particularly enjoyed the part about the risk of snow and ice. You will have to make sure you choose appropriate footwear. Me, my footwear is always appropriate. 3 dots appear to show he's writing a reply, but it never comes. Time to ask the WC girls for advice. Me, Michael got my number and now he's texting me. Claire, what's he saying? Take screenshots. You might need them as evidence of harassment later. Me, not bad messaging, just being funny. Dina, he's trying to get inside your head. Don't fall for it, girl. Me, really? Claire, as much as I usually disagree with Dina's paranoia, I think I agree with her on this. Me, neither of you have met him, remember? Dina, no need. He's a privileged white guy. Dina's part Nigerian and she's had to put up with a lot of rubbish in her office over the past 2 years, mainly from privileged white guys. She has a point. But maybe there's another side to Michael. I just don't know whether I'll get to see it. I try to read to calm myself down before sleeping, but I can't concentrate. I keep wishing that Michael would message me again, and I keep thinking about that moment in the cupboard where he was so close he could have kissed me.